So I finally started working on my office sim game this week, and I have some pretty good progress to share. I also have some small updates to our website as well that we can talk through. Our website over at finalparsec.com hosts tools and content to help others who are making their own games. Let's run through those real quick and then we'll get into what's happening with the game. So it's not a big thing really, but I've invested a little time this week into cleaning up our sign in and sign up flows. Now on various parts of the site, if you try to perform actions which require you to have an account, like using our world builder or trying to publish a game, the app will redirect you to a login form. That login form has a quick link to sign up and vice versa. Once you're through that, it remembers what you were trying to do and takes you right back to where you were trying to go. Previously, it would just dump you back on the homepage, which wasn't the best user experience, for sure. In my last video, I mentioned introducing some capability for the app to send email from our finalparsec.com domain, and it's been a goal of mine to start up a newsletter. It'll probably just be monthly since I don't want to take on too much too fast. I want to summarize what I talk about in these videos in a written format so that people can kind of get a digest of product updates, new content, and all of that. I also think it'd be a cool way to showcase community content too if people are on the platform publishing interesting games, worlds, or whatever else. So in pursuit of that plan, I've just put this form on the footer of the app to start passively collecting info for people that might be interested. This week, I finally and totally finished the migration off of our older Azure hosted app. I pulled backups and actually turned off these services, which was very satisfying. That project turned out to be bigger than I anticipated, and I'm happy to be done with it. Here's an old clip of me naively thinking I might finish it in October about 4 months ago. You know how timelines are in software development, but it's my hope maybe here in a couple weeks I might be able to get everything moved over and start to sunset that application in a more serious way. Alright, and by far the most interesting thing I've had going on this week is the real first bit of progress on my office sim game. For now, I'm trying to work through the core mechanics and game loop. Essentially, I want the player to be in charge of a business which produces goods to sell, with the goal to just keep scaling it larger and larger. The player should only control the founder directly, running around the business premises and trying to direct things. It's a simulation in the sense that all other actors in the game, your employees, and your customers are controlled by an AI with their own independent motivations and goals. You'll be able to influence things by telling employees what to do and controlling their environment. So like I said, it's really just week one and I'm working through the basics. I have a continuous deployment pipeline set up so that each pull request I make on this game publishes an iteration of the game to finalparsec.com. My iterations this week have been the following. First, I grabbed a copy of Ace Sprite and drew up a main character. He wears a suit and he has a 2-frame walking animation. I've never really done pixel art before, so I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Then I worked on making it such that you can place goods on the map and build them up to a finished state. These goods will be what your business produces and sells. For now, I'm just calling them widgets, but I'll probably make up an interesting story and an interesting product to sell. Something like flux capacitor that sounds futuristic and like it could be real, maybe. Anyway, you can just click on the map to place them down, then you can click on them again to advance build progress up to 100%. This needs a bit of an animation and time delay, but that'll come later. I also drew up a little pixel art workbench and introduced an action bar. This introduces the concept of controlling the environment, which I think will be a big mechanic of the game. It doesn't do it yet, but I want the workbench to give you a buff, enabling faster progress if you're building goods on top of it. Just like in real life, no one wants to work on the ground. I'm hopeful this can grow into a complex bit of trade-offs you have to consider as a player, where you try to co-locate your employees next to beneficial things to make them work as efficiently as possible. I also made a big prominent net worth tracker at the top of the screen. As a business simulator, obviously making money is going to be a central part of the game. For now, you can only spend money to buy those workbenches I was talking about. They cost $100 each, and I don't let you go into debt to buy them. Finally, I implemented a timer that shows the time of day. I'm planning to make a behavior where you and your employees start to exhaust as you approach a full day of work. You'll slowly trickle your way to exhaustion throughout a day, and will have to leave the office to rest. For now though, I'm just showing and tracking the time of day. I'm wanting a full day in-game to land somewhere around 10 or 20 minutes of playtime. That's the pace that I have in mind. I think my plan is to move on to letting you sell your goods and actually make some money next week. Then I want to get into hiring and firing employees that can build these goods on your behalf. So if you're interested in seeing how that shapes up, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I make and share new videos each week. Please also like the video too, that helps a lot. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support Final Parsec, please head over to our store on finalparsec.com and take a look around our shop. We have art for your game, a book about learning to code, and some tools to help you during game development. To celebrate the launch of our game hosting feature, you can get your first month or your first year 50% off by using the code GAMEON at checkout. That sale is only through the end of February, so don't wait too long. Also, drop a comment below if you have anything on your mind. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week.